What is going on, guys? Shumble Gaming back here, and very happy to announce that we have beat Atomic Heart on the hardest difficulty, unlocking the achievement, the very rare achievement titled Atomic Heart, which is for beating the game on Armageddon difficulty from start to finish. Up until the most recent April update, this achievement was not unlockable, was not obtainable, but because of the most recent patch, they finally fixed it, and we can now beat the game on Armageddon difficulty, unlocking the achievement. And going into this run of this game, I was a little intimidated about what I was going to get into. This game can be challenging at times, but this being the third playthrough, I knew the type of build I wanted, and that was going to be shock, frostbite, and mass telekinesis, using the shotgun, electro, and Fat Man once we eventually get them. I knew once I got that build, I could probably run through this game pretty easily. And once I did get that build, I was right about that. Really, what's hard about this game is probably going to be like your first 4 or 5 hours of gameplay. You get dropped in and all you have is pretty much nothing. You have no abilities, you have no weapons, you just have this terrible axe, which even with 3 fully charged abilities on Armageddon in difficulty does not beat the easiest of enemies. And this is kind of at this point in the game when I was like, oh crap, what am I getting myself into? Even a point blank shotgun blast and then several charges of the axe cannot kill these enemies. But early in the game, do not be afraid to take advantage of the safe rooms. It's kind of a good method to go progress through the main storyline a little bit, kill a few enemies, go back, save, loot the entire area, go kill a few more enemies, go back, save, loot the entire area. Eventually we will start to unlock some abilities. The first ability, of course, you unlock is shock, but after that, I went for frostbite early in this game again. Anytime you can freeze enemies, that will help, obviously, kind of not only defeat them, but save ammo along the way. Once we get to the open world, we will eventually progress into our first boss fight, Hedgie. Now, from the first couple playthroughs, I know that the easiest way to kill Hedgie is to get him to run into the pillars. Of course, I figured this is going to be a lot harder on this difficulty, and it was. I did die a few times, but once the fight spawns, we're just going to get him to run into the pillar, and this time we're not trying to get the achievement where you don't attack him. So after we get him to run into the pillar, we can shoot him while he is stunned. There are weak points that open after he hits them, as you see here. And you basically just have to do this 4 times. Spawn the pillar, get him to run into it, and then shoot him a couple times. In between, you're just running around making sure that you're staying alive. If you have adrenaline capsule, I highly recommend using it. I didn't at this point, but just make sure I had a ton of neuromed capsules before the fight. And then after Hedgie, I really spent a lot of time just exploring the open world. I did all of the testing, not all of them, but I did most of the testing grounds that are close to that boss fight. It's a really good way to get a ton of resources, the weapon blueprints and all that. And then we progress the main storyline, and eventually we get to our next boss fight. The first time we face a Plush, many of these in the game. The only way to defeat this guy is really elemental damage or melee, and I am not going to try and mess around and hit this guy with a melee weapon on this difficulty because it was not good, let's just say that. So luckily for me, I did find the electro blueprint before this fight, so when the fight started, I would just hit him a few times with the electro gun, pop a capsule to get my energy back, pop a condensed milk to do extra damage, and then pop an adrenaline capsule to kind of help mitigate damage and use our dash ability more often. I did have mass telekinesis for this fight. Anytime he would jump in, you can use mass telekinesis to kind of stun him. It wouldn't really do damage to him, but it was just a good way to kind of get him to stop running at you, and then you could hit him easily after. This fight really wasn't that bad once we figured out to just use the electro, pop a dynamo or electro capsule to get your energy back, And that's pretty much what we're going to do for the next boss fight as well. Still just going to use the Electro. I'm going to pop an adrenaline capsule. The adrenaline capsule is really just OP. It really just makes yourself kind of invincible while you have it, even on this difficulty. I don't know why I didn't really use it too much in my first couple playthroughs, but the Electro, just hit him a few times, pop the Electro or Dynamo capsules to get your energy back. Keep hitting him as long as you have energy. Use a condensed milk to do more damage to him. And I was using mass telekinesis still, shock to help do a little bit more damage and stun him. And once we are out of energy, I just switched to the Fat Man, which I just got before him, and I had not upgraded it yet. But even without it being upgraded, you can kind of see that it just shreds the boss. I probably should have just used just the Fat Man before being real. And at this point, I really wanted to upgrade my mass telekinesis, because the only thing I was really struggling with in this game was kind of the open world, where you're constantly battling large groups of enemies, and mass telekinesis is just so OP. I don't know why I didn't use it more in my first couple playthroughs. I had some people in the comments telling me that I had to use it, and man, I'm glad I listened. And as you can see at this point in the game, my character's pretty much fully upgraded. There's a couple abilities I still didn't have, but for the most part, my character, my shock, frostbite, mass telekinesis are all fully upgraded. I was using a fully upgraded Plush, really only because I didn't use it too much in my first couple playthroughs, and I wanted to try it out. It's actually really good when it's fully upgraded. It kind of sucks when it's not. There's a couple nice abilities there. It does extra damage to robots. I am using the Electro. I did sort of fully upgrade my Fox, even though I never really used it. I don't recommend melee weapons on this difficulty because the enemies hit super hard. Of course, the fully upgraded shotgun, I think you're crazy not to use it. I did upgrade that was the first weapon I upgraded on this difficulty, and then the Fat Boy was pretty much fully upgraded. I just need to do the last testing ground. And really, at this point, with me, my character, like I said, the build I'm at, being fully upgraded, all the abilities, all the weapons pretty much fully upgraded. The rest of this game was honestly an absolute cakewalk, even on Armageddon difficulty. Every boss fight really is, at this point from on into the game, is just pop an adrenaline capsule, use your Fat Man, and just absolutely blow the boss. The Fat Man not only does a ton of damage, but it pretty much stuns the boss. We easily take down Natasha there, and then shortly after Natasha, after you progress the story a little bit, you run into Dewdrop, which is the definitely coolest boss in this game, as he jumps out of the dead whale to surprise attack you. But again, I mean, with an adrenaline capsule popped and a fully upgraded Fat Man, this boss is going to drop really easy. And this is kind of, again, where at this point in the game on Armageddon difficulty, really just was kind of shocked at how easy this game was. I don't know if I even died at all towards the end of the game once I got all these abilities and I got all these weapons fully upgraded. And we'll speed the rest of the Dewdrop fight up here, as again, just repeating this: the Fat Man, the mass telekinesis, and the shock. I actually run out of Fat Man ammo in this fight, but it was not a big issue, as I just switched to the Electro. And then once we run out of energy, I'm going to switch to the shotgun with an electric cartridge on it. Of course, we used cartridges on anytime we were using the normal weapons, the Kalash, the shotgun, or the pistol. Always making sure that you're using an Electro cartridge when you're fighting robots, and a fire cartridge when you're fighting the mutants. And finally, we are on to the twins fight, where we are going to pretty much just do the same exact thing: adrenaline capsule and Fat Man to blow the twins up. I didn't show the first phase of the twins fight, where you just fight one twin by itself, because again, I just used the same exact method that I have been for the entire time. I think with my run on Armageddon difficulty, really, I took it so slow, almost kind of ridiculously slow, like where I absolutely looted everything in this game. I did every testing ground, that I really was probably honestly too overpowered for the game. And honestly, because of that, I was actually a little bit disappointed with how easy the game became towards the end. But oh well, it's no biggie. We were able to complete our Atomic Heart on Armageddon difficulty, and I had a blast playing it. I do have one more playthrough of this game, as I still have to get all of the chirpers and talk to all of the dead people. But this was it. This was the last boss fight. The twins will go down here. I do a terrible job of dodging these lasers, and when the twins are defeated, the Atomic Heart achievement will unlock for completing the game on Armageddon difficulty. At the time of unlocking, only 0.24% of people have unlocked this achievement. That will go up because, again, it was bugged a little bit, and now it is finally fixed and people can unlock it. I've had a blast playing this game. If you watch this video, I thank you very much. I would appreciate a like. Check out the channel for other videos, and have a good day. Thanks.